from Kentucky, number 9, Rajon Rondo. At the other guard, 6'5", from Connecticut, number 20, Ray Allen. At one forward, 6'11", from Farragut Academy, number 5, KT Kevin Garnett. And at the other forward, 6'7", from Kansas, the captain and the truth, number 34, Paul Pierce. The head coach of the Boston Celtics is Doc Rivers.
You
Yo,
can hear me, Michaela? Sorry about
yeah.
that. What?
Nah, can you hear me?
I just love the. I just let that intro, man. That
Oh,
no,
hi.
it's weird. So the people in the comment sections can hear it. I don't know if you can hear it, but if you're in the comment section, you definitely can hear it. I don't know why, but if I was on StreamYard, it would have let me hear it. You get what I'm
I
saying?
can't hear it, but oh well.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
yeah, I was able to hear it, but I had to press the unmute button. Yeah, I can hear you.
I bet. Go ahead.
So, question of the you see the title of the video. The question is, you know,
What?
season is finally over. Um, what's next? Where is Ross at? Russ should be coming. Um, what's next for the Boston Celtics?
All right. So, for those of you who are watching and haven't heard, we all are aware of what happened in Game Four. Tatum tore his Achilles, and he will be out of, if not the whole next year, which is the 2025 and 2026 year. There's rumors out there that he could be back by the spring, by February ish, All Star break. I got to believe it for it to see it. I am not rushing him back, and I am not putting him in a position where you have, like, at best a month and a half, maybe 2 months at best for him to get back in basketball shape. Oh, and by the way, you got to think about load management. He's probably not going to play back to backs when he comes back. So with him being limited minutes and him being not being able to play back to backs, and then on top of that, an intense playoff run, I would not risk it. So as we know, Tatum will be probably out for the 2025-2026 season. Well, when once one J goes down, another one goes down, because now it has been reported by ESPN's Ramona Shelburne that now Jalen Brown reportedly has been playing through a partially torn meniscus in the last month of the regular season and into the playoffs. If I had to assume, it was never a bone bruise, it was never knee impingement, it was always a partially torn meniscus. Again, this is just my assumption, but they probably lied to us saying that it was a bone bruise and knee impingement. In reality, it was a partial meniscus tear. So now you got one J down, and the J came right with him. And now begs the question, what do the Celtics go from here? My reaction to the torn meniscus, surprising. We knew, surprising but not surprising at the same time. We knew that he wasn't himself. Let's just call it what it is. And I was never one that wanted to make excuses for him, because at the end of the day, he is playing 40 plus minutes. So he did play, and he didn't look like himself, but he looked decent. He looked steady, he looked consistent. He just wanted to keep the team afloat and wanted to keep his offensive and defensive production afloat. I know it wasn't the Jalen Brown we were used to seeing, but he was giving you what he could give you in the paint, and he was giving you a consistent 20, 21, 22 points a game. Outside of game 5, that's pretty much all he gave you. He gave you everything he could in game 6, flirting with the triple double. Yes, we get it. He turned the ball over 7 times. I get that, but he had to do everything considering the circumstances he was in. So and even in the Orlando series, outside of the 36 points, he was keeping it steady. He was averaging around 23 points per game and kind of just keeping it there. And then in the Knicks series, he kept it around 20 points per game. So he couldn't go off, but he also didn't want to suck. So he couldn't really do much and give you the 30 piece that he usually does because of this partial meniscus tear. But he also didn't want to suck and end up with like 10 points for the rest of the game. He kept a happy medium, which was what we wanted. But at the end of the day, you can just tell he just wasn't himself. The explosion wasn't there. I mean, I could care less about the dunks as long as he makes the basket. I don't care. But I guess a lot of people missed his dunks, and yeah, he just wasn't himself. And now we got the report on the screen that he was playing through a partially torn right meniscus from your ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. So, my reaction for this, as I said, was very shocked. As we all know, he didn't look like himself, but I did not expect for it to go this far. I did not expect a meniscus tear, and I probably thought it was like a bone bruise or some sort of knee soreness or something. I did not think it was going to be a torn meniscus at all, but we knew something was wrong because he wasn't himself. But I again did not expect a meniscus tear. And now this just only makes the situation of the Celtics worse because now you're going to be without Tatum for the all of rest of next year. And depending, oh, and by the way, Brown will be evaluated in 1 week to determine if surgery is needed. I just looked up on Google like 700 times today. Um, it's a partially torn meniscus, so it could be worse. It could be worse. It's not fully torn. Like it's not like Joel Embiid meniscus where his knees are all fucked up. But it is something to monitor because these meniscus tears are not anything to play with. I'm pretty sure all Celtics fans remember Robert Williams in 2022 with the meniscus tear, and he battled through the playoffs and he did well. Don't get me wrong, but you could just tell he just wasn't himself. And the next thing you know, the season after, he had to miss like 3 months with more knee surgery. Now, granted, Brown's more fit. Robert Williams is more of like a athletic but fragile guy. Two different situations. I get that. One's more injury prone than the other. But still, this is not something to sneeze at. But the good part about it is that it's partial and this injury happens. The good thing that it happened when he was 28 years old. If we were 30, 31, 32, we would be having concerns. But he'll be evaluated in a week to see if the surgery is needed after looking on Google 700 times. Uh, Partially torn meniscus, they don't really require big severe surgeries unless you're asking for a meniscus repair, and a meniscus repair is literally, or some sort of transplant is going to take a year. And the last thing we need is both of our two best players to be out for the year, and now we're really gonna tank. So right now the options for surgery are like a little arthroscopic surgery where it's kind of just like a little cleanup with the meniscus, and then there's where you kind of just like stitch it up together, but it's going to take a longer recovery time. I think it'll take like 3 to 6 months. And then you have the meniscus or I can't pronounce it, meniscectomy, something like that.
Yeah.
Um Okay, good. He has that, and which is basically they remove the torn ligament part, and they're technically removing part of the meniscus, which is specifically the torn part, but they're also still removing some parts of his meniscus, which is and for the good news, a lot of NBA players have that, and it helps with pain relief. It prevents knee pain from happening over and over and over. It prevents soreness from happening over and over and over, and it just doesn't let the knee bother you. However, there are some long term effects that could happen down the road that could damage some cartilage. So where do we go from here? Because
Yeah,
now,
I think this could
ugh,
work out into the Celtics' favor. I
how
think
so?
that there's an opportunity for them to uh, tank next season, to essentially sit Jalen Brown and say, look, get your knee 120% healthy. Don't come back until it's 120% healthy. We let Al Horford go. We let Porzingis go. We let Drew Holiday, we try to deal him out. Um, Maybe you can get back a young asset. Maybe you can get back a draft pick. And then you let your team kind of flounder a little bit. Maybe pick it up as guys come back, see what the young guys can do. You get under the salary cap, and then you position yourself to go into the following offseason, next offseason, which is going to be a much better free agent class and a much better draft class where you have Cam Boozer, AJ DeBonsa, Darren Peterson, and more. And you have an opportunity to come back the year after next and almost be right back in championship contention, retooled, fresh, healthy, and ready for another run. Rather than next season, knowing that there's going to be a cap. There's going to be a cap on your outlook. Um, you don't necessarily want Jaylen Brown playing through pain or this potential meniscus tear and making it worse. And so there's really less and less reason to try to go into next season competing for something that you know likely may not have the same value for you in terms of outcome. You're not Indiana trying to make a name for yourself and, getting to where you've never been before. You're not Chicago trying to become relevant. We know what we have, but we also know that Drew Holiday and Al Horford had uh, they had a lifespan. We knew that it was going to be a short window with them. And now with Tatum out for an entire year, you know that window has probably closed. And considering Porzingis's playoff um, two seasons in a row, I think it's also an opportunity to move on as well. And so I say, play some young guys. Go take a risk on younger talent. I like what's his name out of Memphis. What's the
Morant.
7?
Morant.
No, the 7 foot forward.
Are you talking about Adama or J Huff?
J.
San,
Triple
Santi
J.
Aldama.
You're not talking about Jaren Jackson?
Nope, Santi Aldama. 24
Ooh.
years old, unrestricted
Mm.
free agent, looking for a starting opportunity. He could become a great piece to allow Tatum to move back to his normal small forward position. Jaylen Brown slides down to the 2. Santi is at the 4. Potentially, figure out that center position, um, and then go from there. But I think that this is a great opportunity to retool and look towards the following season for an opportunity to bounce back into contention.
All right. T Sweezy's muted, so I guess I'll react. Uh,
Oh, I had yeah. Go ahead and react.
no, go ahead.
None. I'm just pulling up the content because whenever I go on X, I can't hear y'all. So if I go to Google, I can hear y'all.
All right, we're gonna have to keep busy until he gets his shit together. So, all right. You realistically are probably right. I may be attached. Call me crazy. Call me a clown for doing it and being attached. I'm not in full tank mode yet because a lot of those guys are still valuable to this team, and we don't know if Brown's gonna miss the majority of this season. I know you wanted 120%. I completely understand it. I would want the same thing as well, considering now that he's going to be the number one option next year, and you need somebody to freaking put seats in. I love White and I love the others. They're not putting seats in TD Garden, and if they are, it's probably because they're loyal fans. But guys are going to come to TD Garden to watch high marketed superstars play, which is Tatum and Brown. But you're not going to have Tatum next year. So at worst, you can probably lose Brown for like almost like halfway in. No, you could probably lose Brown a little bit into the season. The season doesn't start till like the end of October. So at best, you can probably get him back mid-November. So I don't know if it's gonna be that bad, but again, I get what you're saying, 120%. But then at the same time, when we tank, obviously for the Cam Boozers of the world, they're gonna want to take over the team. Like they're
Not at all.
drafted, they're
Not
gonna be drafted to be franchise players. Tatum
not
and Brown
at all.
hopefully ain't going anywhere. They're your franchise guys. We ain't coming to AJ Epinesa and telling him, yeah, you're the face of this. No, no, not happening.
No, I
Um,
don't know if you followed that draft class, but next year's draft class is probably one of the more uh, unselfish, team first, but also dominant alpha type franchise players at the top who know how to play a part of a system, who are highly adept to playing with other talented players. If you watched Team USA's under 19 squads, if you watched the Nike Hoop Summit, um, you've seen these guys play together. AJ DeBonsa, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer. These are all guys that would have easily dropped Cooper Flag down in terms of maybe the second, third, or fourth pick if he had waited until next year's draft, right? So they're extremely talented, but they're also extremely selfless. They play with their teammates. Cam Boozer is probably the most selfless. He's literally like, imagine a more offensively refined Al Horford. That's Cam Boozer.
He can shoot the three ball.
Yes, he shoots the three ball. He's an
Okay,
excellent
cool.
playmaker, passer. He rebounds, high defensive IQ.
Mm-hmm.
He's a leader. He's always been a leader. He's been a state champion, him and his brother. I think they're twins, but they're different heights. So I don't know
Yeah,
if
I'm
they,
a Duke. I'm a Duke fan. They're both going to Duke next year.
yeah. So incredibly selfless leaders, but play at just a high level. They're the type of guys that if Boston can position themselves for an opportunity to get, it would literally be like Tim Duncan going to the Spurs. It would be a coup. And so, considering how much money that the Celtics have tied up in Brown and Tatum, I don't see them needing to risk at all. Because I think fans will also get behind understanding what next season is. Hey, you know what? Our main guys are hurt. Let these other guys come in, fill in, play to their best. We know it's not going to necessarily get us into contention. It may not even get us into the playoffs without them. And we're okay with that because we know when Tatum comes back and Brown comes back 100% healthy, and they're now, what, 28 and 29 years old, right? Now you're looking at, okay, they're still in their prime. We're ready to go. Derek White will be 31, 32. Uh,
Jalen Brown just he just turned 28 because we me and him the same age
yeah,
for my birthday later.
yeah.
He turns 29 this year though.
No, Jalen Brown was born '97.
He's born in 96. He has a late birthday.
Oh, what the?
Let me see. It says here, yep, 96, October 24th. So either way, he's going to be still in his prime. I think it's an opportunity for them to retool and
Oh
to really
wow. Yeah, you're
see
right.
what
My
some of
bad.
these
I didn't
younger
know.
guys can do.
Yeah, but
Because
30, coming off meniscus at age 30, that's a little bit of a red flag.
not if you've had a solid year to rest, to get your body together, to
He's
get yourself ready to go.
he's
You
still gonna
know,
be 30 though. That's the issue.
yeah, but you also don't want to be pushing through a partially torn meniscus at
Fair.
20, 30. You know, and considering how much money that they have tied up in
Where
him
you
for
getting
the
30
future,
from, Michaela?
Because if he misses next year, he's gonna be turning 29 in October, which is what,
Oh,
and then so he's gonna be turning 29 in October when the season starts. But if he misses that year, he's missing his year 29. Tatum's missing year 20, but when next year Tatum's gonna be 28, and then Brown's gonna be 29. Then once they both come back after a gap, after that quote unquote gap year, you're gonna have Brown turn 30 and Tatum turn 29.
yeah.
okay.
And I think that that's
KD was like 32 plus when he tore his with
Yep.
ACL or whatever.
Yeah, and how does he look now? I know he's older, but here's the thing. KD, yes, he had more time to rest, mostly because one, Brooklyn wasn't going anywhere, but mostly they got to rest because COVID happened. So you had October to rest him, you had November, December, January, February. Oh, by the way, boom, March happens. Brooklyn's not going to the playoffs anyway. Some of these guys are going to be in the bubble. We're not, so why bring him back? And then he had that whole off season to come back. So it benefited him that way because mostly of COVID. And he bounced back only for like 2 years with Brooklyn. Ever since he got to Phoenix, he just has not looked the same. So it's I think Tatum's gonna be better than KD recovery wise because he's younger, but ugh, man, those torn whatever meniscus, ligament, freaking Achilles, pick a body part. Those things are not they're just traumatizing because you don't know what they're going to look like. Mind you, Tatum is I'm not saying he's not an athletic guy, but he's not explosively athletic like Brown or LeBron or Giannis to some degree. He's a kind of athletic, but he's like robotic athletic. He relies a lot on his shiftiness and his lateral movement and his talent. considering he's not a big explosive player. Oh, and by the way, he tore his meniscus. I mean his Achilles. It's gonna be a lot harder for him to really push off that right foot and now drive to the basket with some sort of explosion. That is not gonna be fun. And I hope it doesn't happen. But these injuries are so traumatizing that you just never know. And Brown, they always say for Brown, they always say specifically for Brown, there a lot of people are concerned that as he gets older, his athleticism is going to decline. I mean, again, unless you're LeBron James or Giannis, I don't know how that happens, but these things you just never know. So yeah,
That's why I
so
think it's best to take the safe route with both of them. Say, take your time, get your body back 100%, get yourself ready to go, ramped up for the following year. We're not going to push you guys. We're not going to um, force you guys to play through anything. Next year is going to be our gap year. And I think that that's fair, considering how many deep runs into the playoffs that they've had back to back to back to back to back
yeah.
to back. you
Yeah,
know,
but it's
that,
also hard to build a championship roster, and now you're getting rid of the guys that really helped you get there.
yeah,
Um,
but I mean, but that window's closing no matter what. Once Tatum went down with that ruptured Achilles or torn Achilles, um, that was it. That was it.
Even if he didn't get hurt, we were gonna shed some salary anyway.
Sure, and
But
that all,
sucks, man.
but considering those injuries, I think it can work out in their favor if they just embrace it and say, look, um, it's not going to be a time for us. I mean, and also it's already going to be hard enough to move off of that Drew Holiday salary.
That's
At
fine with me. I ain't touching Holiday.
I mean, it's
I
just
I know he's getting. I get it. He's
He's the
34.
he's
I
the
get
third
it.
highest paid player on the team.
I get it. He's 34. I don't give a damn because number one, all of us, including myself, had to live in flat out misery once we got rid of Marcus Smart. And say what you want about the shooting deficiencies. Say what you want about Marcus Smart's talent. Spare me with that. Fine. You got rid of Marcus Smart, who was the heart and soul of your team for 9 years. He was the defensive identity. He was our spirit. He was the defensive anchor that made those winning plays. We
Michaela,
had to suffer without him for 3 months, but then God said, "Let there be light," and they go get us Drew Holiday, which is basically an upgraded version of Marcus Smart.
Michaela.
Hold on.
Okay.
It's a upgraded version of Marcus Smart. He literally was your third best player in the playoffs last year, and I get it, it was last year. Now you're gonna get rid of another Marcus Smart 2.0. Who are we going to replace as that defensive dog with hustle plays? Yes, Derek White hustles, but he's not the defender Drew Holiday is. He is not even defender that Marcus Smart is. I don't even care how old Marcus Smart is.
what about Jalen Brown?
Boy, you asking Jalen Brown to drop 30 a night and play defense?
I think this is the point of retooling is to look at the future of this team and to say, how do we build for the future? We know that Drew Holiday at 36 is going to likely be closer to a shell of himself. He's very unlikely to have the LeBron-esque, you know, coasting through 40 type of scenario. So why not embrace what does this team look like as the inevitable Al Horford, Drew Holiday transition? And I think that, one of the probably timeless statements that I've heard this one NBA critic talk about, he said it's always better to make a move a year too early than it is a year or two too late because of the value of the player. When you're at an early stage, it's going to look terrible. People are going to be like, "What? I can't believe you did that." And then they're going to see, "Oh, you sold high. You sold high, and you got back a maximal return." And so, if they can make a move where they can bring in some assets to be able to fortify around this team, young guys who maybe, are at 26, 27, 24. I think about guys like Quentin Grimes, who had a great run this year in Dallas and Philadelphia, right? Only 24 years old. Shooter, playmaker, dog on defense, very versatile, and he's
Hey
built for the play.
Ricky, hey Ricky. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was a dumbass trade that fucking what's his name, Nico Harris
Go
made.
ahead.
That was a
Not
trade.
really.
No, it
They were
wasn't.
in win now mode and they wanted better wing players. And Caleb Martin kind of was an upgrade for them. They just got hampered by injuries. If they were fully healthy, I don't mind the move at all.
Yeah,
But he
that,
was basing it off the 2023 season. He ain't done shit since then. He's not
no,
better than Quentin Grimes.
no.
Quentin
He's there
Grimes
for
was
his
balling for
Grimes
defense.
was
them,
is
and he
also
was balling for
unrestricted.
Detroit. That was them. He was on Rick. He
Quint,
was on Ricky team.
yo, Quentin Grimes is an unrestricted free agent.
But
So
I think Philly's going to bring him back. They need another guard that can defend alongside Tyrese
that,
Maxey because without another, they need a good defensive guy next to Maxey because he's going to get cooked on defense if
I
he
don't
don't get
know
any
why they
help.
drafted Jared McCain. That was dumb as fuck.
No, it wasn't. He's been their best. He's been their best
yeah,
player.
but he would have been rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt.
Facts.
But I think what I'm looking at Boston right now, I just realized that you guys have two really valuable picks in this draft at 28 and 32.
Mm-hmm.
Some really talented players who I think that Boston will have an opportunity to take a flyer on, guys who are ready to contribute and win now, and could take a year to acclimate to this system, uh, to the roster, and potentially in a bounce back year, give them depth that they didn't have this year. I think that they can use some versatility in their front court in terms of athleticism, maybe some physicality. You've got guys like Adu Thero out of Arkansas. He's kind of your utility athlete forward. Ryan
Can't shoot
Kalkbrenner.
though.
No, he can't. But Ryan Kalkbrenner, who was a
I like
defensive
him.
player for multiple years in Creighton. You got Noah Pinda, Hugo Gonzalez. Those are kind of more second round guys. Maxime Reynaud, he's a hot name. I don't think that he falls that low. I think he ends up going closer to the lottery. And then you have other guys like Cam Jones and Phylon and Yaxel Lindenberg. Nick Clifford is a great prospect. All I have to say is I think that Boston has an opportunity to grab some talent, bring them into the fold on a rookie scale deal, and potentially be contributors to a playoff team to be that maybe 7, 8, 9 guys coming off the bench. And so, a retool can be extremely valuable. Kristaps Porzingis, I think you can move off of that contract. It's an expiring deal. Go out and get you a young asset somewhere. Um, and just reshuffle this team to be prepared for a run in the following year. But yeah, I like Ryan Kalkbrenner. I think he could be a wonderful asset for you guys. I think he could be a better defensive Luke Cornett type, um, who's younger.
Damn, you're making it very hard for me to say no. I agree with you 100% for all those stuff. You said it's gonna be hard to get off that Drew Holiday contract. So if it's hard to get off the contract, then you might as well run it back and just let him finish it out.
Well, there's also, I mean, where there's a will, there's a way, right? There are teams who are needing some maturity, like a
Right.
Charlotte, maybe a Brooklyn, maybe
What,
Washington.
you're gonna
Hey,
send Drew Holiday to Brooklyn? Oh my
hey,
God, poor
hey,
guy.
hey, hey, Ricky. If
I'm
if
not
if
I'm not
if
crying
the
for the 32
Pistons, I
million
mean not
dollar
the
contract.
Pistons. Hey Ricky, if the Timberwolves can give a 5 first round picks for Rudy Gobert, what makes you think we can't get no assets back for Drew Holiday, bro? And on top of that, like majority of the league can't defend, can't do what he could. You know what I'm saying? Like even though he's past his prime and all the other stuff, he could help some teams for sure.
Facts,
But at the
facts.
same time, like he's not what he's not what he used to be. Him and Porzingis, they washed. They gotta go.
I wouldn't say Holiday. No, I wouldn't say
I don't give
wash.
a damn if you had a stomach virus, bro. There's no way in hell you played that atrocious, bro. Bro. You made me hella fucking mad, bro.
I
Yeah, I mean, even his minutes on the floor, you've seen guys push through really bad circumstances, but also it's like it's 2 years in a row, and it's
hmm
not even just this one franchise. He did the same thing, in Dallas, and in other places where playoffs come around and he's a no-show or he's struggling through it. Something happens, he pulls up lame, and that maybe just is how it's going to go for him. And let's just be clear, not everybody's built for an 82 game season. I,
no.
I think if Porzingis was in Europe
Kawhi
and in
Leonard.
Spain, yeah, I think if those guys were playing in Spain, um, they would be
Oh,
amazing. Only 40 something games in a season, and
oh,
then
it's 40 some games. Okay.
yeah, they would be great. But this is an 82 game grind.
Yeah.
Not everybody's built for this.
Yep. Gotta be in top tier shape. Uh, Yeah, for sure. Holiday can help a lot of teams out there for sure. But damn it, bro, oh man, it's that defense. Listen, I get it. I can't call him washed. I feel like with his cachet, it's too disrespectful to call him washed,
Yeah, I don't
especially
think he's
since
washed. I think he could be a
because
high level contributor.
last year he was our third best player when Porzingis was out, and he balled out. Like
Right.
we do not win that Indiana series without him. I think the issue with Holiday is that we didn't really use him once Porzingis came back. Yeah, you're gonna play through Tatum and Brown, but their third option consistently was Porzingis, 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 and their backup plan, quote unquote, was Derek White chucking up a bunch of threes. That's not gonna get it done. Holiday, even at his age, can still create his own shot better than both of those guys can. He can get to the paint better than both those guys can. We just never used it. We used it last year against Cleveland, and he just destroyed Evan Mobley. That's where he got hot from three. And then last year he went at a lot of defenders. He went at Miles Turner. He went on Obi Toppin. Like his all around offensive play last year literally helped us get over the hump. And he also dropped 26 in the finals. I still think there's something there with Holiday. I get it. The contract is expensive. We get that. If he can take a pay cut to stay here, I think he should. He has nothing to prove. He's a two-time champion. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Bro, you got nothing to prove. So I get it. They gotta put stuff on the they gotta pay bills. I get that, but I don't know, man. I get it. I hear what you're saying, but just that defense. I still think he was decent in the playoffs. I know he wasn't great offensively, but he was sensational defensively in the
Yeah, I thought
Orlando
he was.
series, and he was great defensively in the.
Yeah,
I want to say great because he had some tough days, but he was actually pretty good on defense throughout the Knicks series. He literally was our best player offensively and defensively in games one and two in the Knicks series because Tatum and Brown were nowhere to be found. He played great defense in game three. Game four, everybody stunk on defense. Played great defense in game five, and everybody stunk on defense in game six. So I'm not gonna say he had a terrible playoffs. I'm not gonna say it was great either, but he definitely competed at a high level. And yeah, that's just me. So it's just maybe it's me because I've been a big Holiday fan since his days with the Pelicans, but it's just gonna crush me considering we already moved on from Marcus Smart. We already moved on from one defensive anchor. Unless you're gonna give us Caruso or someone to fill in that void, unless you're gonna get Lou Dort or something, it's gonna be hard to replace someone like that. And
I
this is a
think what you
gen.
also have to consider is what Drew Holiday looked like in Milwaukee when I think it was when Middleton went down and Drew Holiday was asked to be the number two option. That was not a good look, and that was a few years ago in Milwaukee.
You,
Now he's a few years older, and if he becomes your number two option behind, let's say Jalen Brown comes back in December, January before the All Star break, um, and he's ramping up, and you're relying upon Drew Holiday to put up 15 to 20 shots a game. That's just not how he's built. That's just not who he is. And I think that once you ask him to be in an expanded role, I think that's when you begin to look at him differently and go, ugh, this doesn't look good.
good point.
Yeah. And there's also a lot of talent in this draft that I wouldn't be mad if the Boston Celtics tried to, maybe package a couple of picks. Maybe they try to say, hey, let's grab these two, this late first rounder, early second round, and try to move up, maybe into right outside the lottery and grab somebody like a Rasheer Fleming, where you can grab him and say, hey, you know what? Let's give this guy some burn, play him at power forward. He's long, athletic, great anticipation, um, good finisher around the rim, good shooter from the perimeter. Let's see if we can work him into our system. Now, I will say another question mark is the coach. I think
Oof.
I'm really disappointed in his scheme. I think he kind of rested on his laurels and was like, "Oh, we've done this thing that's worked for us in the
Hey
past."
Ricky, hey Ricky, you seen the clipboard he holding? That's our plays.
Shoot threes.
Yeah, no, and I think that was like because everybody knows 3-point shooting goes down in the playoffs. And I think he was expecting or waiting to get hot, and it's like, well, while you're waiting to get hot, you have to have a pivot. You have to have a counter. You have to have um, an identity that allows you to create those open threes.
And we had that last year in the playoffs. Like it was either shoot the three ball or let Tatum and Brown cook, and they were cooking last year because they both were healthy. Now they couldn't cook this year.
And that's where you have to get into your bag as a coach. You have to be able to scheme. You have to be able to create opportunities, whether it's through getting guys in the post, getting them at the free throw line, right at that elbow, opportunities to create and play make out of it, where they don't have to explode from the 3 point line all the way to the basket.
Hey, another thing that hurt us is we lost Charles Lee. He was our assistant head coach. He came from Milwaukee. He was assistant head coach with Milwaukee. He won a championship over there. So
Yeah,
him
yeah,
and
Charlie.
him and Drew got a connection as well. And
That's a big
our
loss.
defense is weak. And then we also lost the year before that. We lost Mouse Damon Stoudemire. He was a good assistant coach too. He was a Ime guy. He got offered to be a head coach at a college.
Georgia Tech.
But yeah, Joe doesn't have any credibility in the NBA. The highest level he coached was what, D3 and G League. You know what I'm
Well, he's
saying?
got Sam Cassell. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much. We got ex players. Was it Phil Pressey Jr., Al?
Am-
What's his name?
Emil Jefferson.
Mel Jefferson. My fault. I wasn't watching basketball when he played, but
Yeah,
him and then it's some other guy. Other than that, the only one like because
I don't
Brad
know if
picked a
people
coaching staff
actually
because Joe
respect.
doesn't know anybody. He doesn't have any
Yeah,
credibility at all. You know what I'm saying?
he's a weirdo too.
No,
He's
he is. He says weird shit. Like when we was losing, I forgot who we played. He said he's not worried about them. He said he's not worried or whatever.
yeah,
Like they say, do you think
he's
about you
got
should
so many
change
sound
anything
bites.
up because it's not working? He was like, oh, I'm not worried about nothing. He said some dead. He said something like I'd rather be dead or some shit or we all dead. So what's the point? Like what?
They were talking about pressure. There's no such thing as pressure. We're all gonna be dead soon. I kind of get where he's coming from because like why stress? You're gonna die and we all could die tomorrow. So
Yeah,
just
because
I
like
guess the figure of speech.
so
What he
morbid.
was trying to say was take it one day at a time and let things be.
Yeah, say that then. Say that.
He's a
Because
freaking
you
motivational
know where you're
speaker.
not
I don't know
supposed
what
to
to
be
tell you.
dead this season when you're coaching. So, look alive. Look alive. Make a
Sweezy, you said
pivot.
he's a Detroit fan. You Piston
Yeah, yeah,
fan.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Ricky, a
Oh,
Detroit fan.
okay. So he's not a Celtics fan. It's okay. I like this guy. Anyway, as you were
Yeah.
saying, yeah, say that, but he won't because he has his creative analogies and creative story headlines, which they work. Don't get me wrong, but damn,
I
it's a
mean,
little
I
too
think
much.
I think he's a analytics guy. I think that's
He
Oh,
why.
is.
he definitely is.
That's the
I
thing,
think
and
why.
I don't completely blame him for
That
that
kills us
because,
right there.
but I don't completely blame him for being some sort of an analytics guy because he is a good basketball mind. You do want to have a good basketball mind with X's and O's, and I know we all hate the Lakers, but
I don't know about that.
well, he's a good basketball mind. I know the three ball's annoying, but he did get the best a lot out of Tatum and Brown last year. They got great looks last year in the post. They both developed their post game very well. Brown has even elevated his post game even better
I'm
this
gonna
year. He
stop
looked.
you right there.
There's times where he looked like
Jalen
he was playing
Brown
power forward.
Jalen, no, no, listen. Jalen Brown been playing the mid range, and his highest attribute was slashing through the basket. You know what I'm saying, and playing defense. Now since Jalen Brown development became a superstar, a 25, 28 point per game scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't ask him to get that and lock somebody up every night. He will do that, but he during the 82 game stretch, he's
That's
not
a
gonna do
tough for a
that.
superstar,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? That's why I be trying to tell people. And the way how they make the defensive team is fucking stupid. Like
Well, I
Jalen Brown is the best two-way guard in the league, and he don't got not one defensive team. OG Anunoby is a top five defender. Don't got not one defensive team. Uh
he
uh
got it
uh
last year, I think.
Jaden McDaniels. It
He
took
got
him
it.
what
He
two
got it
three
last
years.
year.
It took Jaden McDaniels. No, not OG Anunoby.
He didn't make it last year.
Jaden McDaniels got
Oh,
what?
he probably
He didn't play
he
this
didn't
year.
Then
qualify. He didn't qualify
Then,
this last year.
no, that was before they changed the rules though. Because Anthony Davis missed hella games and always get that shit.
He didn't miss games last year. He missed games this year,
Yeah.
not
Oh
that
no, no,
last
no, no,
year.
yeah, 2024. Like yeah, I don't know why he played that many games. Like he could have, you feel me? You feel me? But like I was saying, what's the other guy? Um, Yeah,
Tyson
but like I
Daniel.
was saying though, bro, like you can't tell me Alex Caruso is a better defender than Jalen Brown. You can't tell me.
He kind of is, but it's not. Listen, if you want to say consistent, like all around physical attributes and upside and athleticism, Jalen Brown defender, sure. But because Alex Caruso's been a defensive guy all his career, he's not really told to do much. He's just there to defend and wait in the corner to shoot a catch and shoot three.
Precisely.
That's the
Hold
thing
up,
right there.
hold
Yeah.
up, hold up,
Once
hold up, hold up,
once
hold up,
you
hold up,
once you
hold up, hold up.
extend
Did you forget
their
how many
load.
superstars Jalen Brown locked up
No,
before he developed his
I,
offensive bag?
no, I understand that,
Alex
but
Caruso just Alex Caruso made his name for himself like a couple years ago. He been a good defender, but like he's not
Yeah, you're
doing what
saying the
Jalen
same
Brown
thing.
was doing. But if Jalen Brown really wanted to do that every night, he can. But he, you know what I'm saying,
that
he choose not to. Then on top of that, they basically coach themselves. We don't really have a coach. There's no system. Nobody has an identity. All we do is shoot threes. You know what I'm saying? It's his turn, your turn, my turn. That's why I tell people when it's Joe Mazzulla is the idiotic of a coach. Like when he took over as a coach, that's what I tell people. Like our defense is not elite. People keep going off of defensive rating, defensive rating. That don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean shit. They basing that shit off of points. You get what I'm saying? Because like last time I seen us really had a good elite defense was in 2022 under Ime Udoka.
yep,
Straight up. And under Doc. When we had, you know what I'm saying? When we had Thibs,
that's
all, you know
because
what I'm saying?
Thibodeau was there.
Exactly. When
Yeah,
this idiot took over as a coach, bro, like our defense like went down. Like 2022, they was talking about our defense like being like our defense surpassed the
yeah.
'02
Email Doka.
Pistons
Yeah,
defense. You know what I'm saying? Like in stats wise, even though the Pistons, you know what I'm saying, they're the first team to win the championship with no top five, no top 75. Oh, you a Pistons fan? My fault. But yeah, with no top 75 player. But Rick, you could do the rest. That's your team.
yeah. I follow like first and foremost, I've been following the NBA for close to 30 years now.
Sheesh.
Tough, you know what I mean. So it's like
For how
uh,
many years,
uh,
Ricky?
about 30 years,
How old are
Okay.
you? 30? Shit.
something like that.
Fair enough.
But it's just to say, it's like I've seen the game evolve. I've seen the different trends and things like that, and I
Game's
also
changed.
recognize how some coaches either will grow, can grow, or they don't grow. You know, the greatness of Greg Popovich was his ability to change and to evolve. People forget that the year before Tim Duncan got drafted, Greg Popovich was actually quoted in saying that he was looking to retire and move into the front office and leave coaching. It wasn't until Duncan came that he kind of got revitalized and had that championship run. And then next thing you know, they add other pieces. They add these other guys, and then he goes on this long stretch. But he had to evolve over that span. He had to shift how he played. He went from a Avery Johnson, floor general, defensive point guard, to a Tony Parker, who was a downhill speedster, who was able to be this phenom around the rim. And then he added a Manu Ginobili, and the next thing you know, there's another rendition around, pace and space and 3-point shooting and Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard, and like he keeps evolving. Some coaches, they have to grow. There's an opportunity for them to grow, and let's see if Joe Mazzulla can grow. But going into next season with this pace and space and shoot a bunch of threes and not know how to generate threes, not be able to scheme and
He don't know how to
to
get guys open, bro. That's what pissed me off.
yeah,
Here's the it's a
At least Dan Tony ran plays to disguise his guys and get guys open. He
I
don't do
mean,
any of that
yeah,
shit.
Antony was kind of one of those gimmick coaches to me.
he's a product of Harden. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, if you don't recognize the value of defense, then we're not really having a conversation.
That's
Uh,
the thing.
no one has ever won a championship with I think it's a below top 10.
He made it to the conference finals with the Suns.
Yeah, no one has ever won a championship with anything less than a top 10 defense. So for him to
Was
completely
he the coach
exploit,
that lost to that kept losing to the Warriors with the Rockets? Was that him or somebody else?
He
yeah, yeah,
covers the Warriors.
yeah, he was with the
That
Rockets.
was him.
Antony, yeah, he was with the
Okay,
Rockets.
okay, okay. So that wasn't his only time when they going to go. That wasn't his only time going to the conference finals. Then I'm tripping.
Yeah, and he couldn't make the adjustment. It was one of those moments
He
that
lost to them niggas what 3 years in a row? That's crazy.
it looked just as bad as the Celtics against the Knicks. Keep shooting threes, hoping that somehow, uh, they're going to start dropping. And it's like you watch your leads waste away because you didn't have a pivot. You didn't have a way to, as you're waiting for this aspect of your offense to generate, you have something else to go to. And because he didn't have that, because he didn't foresee that, because he was so embedded in kind of his ways and his theology of things, um, they lost. And so we'll see if Joe Mazzulla can shift. I think he'll have more of an opportunity next year with without the stars and stuff like that. Like I think that's where coaches really show how good they are. How do you do with just players? You look at the coach in Utah, the coach in OKC. These are guys who cut their teeth on. I know how to maximize whoever the hell I have, whether
That
I
is
have
true.
stars or not. You know,
Yep. Taylor Jenkins is the same thing. I don't know why Memphis got rid of him.
he might end up in Boston.
I
You know,
wish. I wish. I love
Hey,
Taylor
I'm not.
Jenkins.
I'm what I was gonna say. Um. What I was gonna say. Ricky. I said this, bro. I said Thibodeau and what's the guy name? I said Thibodeau and Chris Finch is clearly a better coach than Joe Mazzulla.
Well, I don't
And,
know if I can
and
say
people on
that
the
because
internet
he does
crucify
have the
me.
ring.
What does
yeah.
that mean?
That is
I
true.
mean, I mean,
Is
Thibs
people calling
Thibs to
Steve
me
Kerr a
is
bad
also a
coach and he's
similar
been to
type of
6 finals
coach,
in
but
10
his thing is
years?
just play hard.
You said
His
what?
thing, Thibs' thing is just defense and play hard.
Hey,
He has a lot of holes in his game too. He
hey,
just
hey,
gets away
hey,
with it
hey,
because
hey,
he
Ricky,
has
hey,
the
Ricky.
roster.
You watch football, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you know who John Gruden is?
Yeah, yeah.
You remember? Okay, look. So Tony Dungy was the black coach on the Buccaneers, right?
Hmm.
They was doing good, right? I guess Al Davis was able to finesse the Bucks and traded him to the Buccaneers from the Oakland Raiders, right?
Okay.
They basically scapegoated Tony Dungy. It wasn't his fault, right? He didn't really have a quarterback, right? So he went to the coach, right? Coach wasn't doing shit, right, bro? He built that defense up, right? Got the defense better, right? Got the offense rolling. You get what I'm saying? Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning wasn't even that good in the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? Like he be choking. Like Peyton Manning is a elite in the regular season, but in the playoffs, postseason, his production dropped. Feel me? So he get carried by his defense in his run game. But um, Tony Dungy said, "Okay, y'all gonna okay, y'all gonna throw me under the bus, and then y'all gonna give all this guy the credit. Watch this. Tony Dungy went to the coast and won a championship with a team who ain't done shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
So,
where you're
so,
echoing, so
so
we
it was a
definitely get
lot
what you're
of Bucks
saying.
fans saying that John Gruden won a championship with Tony Dungy team. Been saying that shit. That's the same thing with Joe Mazzulla. He won a championship with Ime Udoka's team.
same with
The
Steve Kerr.
team just put his face on the thing because he was the only black one on the fucking because he's a puppet. You know what I'm saying? He was the only black coach on the assistant on the coaching staff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy. You picked
Yeah,
a guy like Ricky. You know how long it takes people to become head coaches? Like it be people that be at the end of the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like they be have to grind their way all the way to the top. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
let's also keep in mind
Joe
the
Mazzulla ain't had
situation
to
that
do
the
shit.
Celtics were
He was on a
in.
G League.
Of the,
The organization kept
Boston
him
Celtics,
around. Oh, go ahead, Ricky.
but the Boston Celtics were in a tough situation where they had Ime Udoka having forced out essentially because of his actions, and then they have
Stupid
to
move.
figure out who they're going to move into that starting spot. And um, I think the front office management just found a guy who can fill in and who could carry out orders rather than trying to search for who's going to be the next
Right.
head coach for a long stretch. And so
Right.
Brad Stevens grabbed a guy who's going to be a yes man, and that's
Right.
what he is.
Ime,
But let's see
yeah.
how next season goes.
Ime is very outspoken. Ime when LeBron was talking shit. Ime told LeBron, nigga, walk up on me again, I'll slap the shit out you. And he called him a bitch. I want that type of coach. And then
Yeah,
Ime,
it's true.
if you fuck up, right? Like I don't know if Michaela remember. So Marcus Smart was fucking up. He sat his ass at the bench. Jason Tatum wasn't playing no dip. He was doing too much dribbling, turning over the ball. Same thing with Jalen Brown. Ime would get in your face and be like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing? And then
And
he'll sit their ass down, and then he'll bring them back in. You get what I'm saying? Like Ime doesn't play that shit, bro. He don't play. He don't play favoritism. And
As he
Jalen Brown,
shouldn't.
Marcus Smart even said that like Jalen, like if it wasn't for Ime, Jason Tatum defense would not be as good as it is now. You get what I'm saying? Because his defense was not like that until he got into Ime. See, that's the thing that people are missing. See, I rate coaches based off of player development. I don't go off of who they got off their roster. You get what I'm saying? JB
Oh,
Biggerstack is a top 10 coach. That's a
he
fact.
was brilliant. He was brilliant.
Ime Udoka is
I
a
think he
top
should have won
5
Coach of
coach
the Year.
based off of what
Yeah,
he did.
I
Based
think
off
he
of
sh-
what.
I think he should have won Coach of the Year. I think he should have won Coach of the Year. They robbed Bickerstaff on that one.
They gave it to Kenny Atkinson. They act like the Cavs ain't won 50. They act like the Cavs ain't won 50. They act like the Cavs ain't won 50 games last year. Like that shit is crazy work.
yeah,
That shit
yeah,
is crazy, bro. Like it should have went to Ime. Like I feel like this should have one for East and West. Like, bro, it should have went to Ime and JB.
Hmm.
yeah, yeah.
You know what
I
I'm
can
saying?
see that.
Like they should base it off an improvement. They shouldn't base it off of. You get what I'm saying? Because nobody doesn't talk about those teams. You feel me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the future of the league is really bright.
For Christ's sake,
Looking at next year.
Mike Brown won Coach of the Year with the Kings, and
They
he didn't
fired
win. He
him.
didn't win. He
Yep.
didn't win as many games as bro. He didn't win as many games as fucking the Rockets did.
Yeah, I mean, you can
They
go
was
back
a second
to Wayne
seed.
Casey with the Toronto Raptors. You can go back to a whole bunch of coaches. But I think at the
Oh
end of
yeah,
the day,
Dwayne Cate. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Go
I
ahead,
think
Ricky.
I think at the end of the day, when it comes to the Boston Celtics,
I'll take Dwayne Casey
they,
on the Celtics. Yep.
yeah, yeah, I
He's
would
not
too.
trash.
They have a great core. I think as long
Is
as
he
they
the
have the
GM with y'all
core.
or he gone?
You said what?
Is Dwayne Casey still in your organization? Is he like the
Yeah,
GM or something?
yeah, yeah. He's in the front office.
Oh, he's the front office.
Yeah. So
Oh,
I think as long as you have Tatum and Brown, you are in a championship window. I think there's a need to retool. They need
right.
some younger, more athletic bigs because the league is getting a lot bigger. I don't think you can get away with Jason Tatum playing power forward any longer. Um,
Yeah.
It's a
Thank you.
it's a positionless league though, so I don't think positions really matter that much. He's not.
Nah, we need a
yes, it
real
does,
power
especially in
forward,
the
bro.
playoffs.
Fuck all that.
In the playoffs, things are going to slow down, and you're going to have guys
He can
being
play
really
power
hard.
forward, but he's not that strong enough. Hey, we need a forward that could bang. You see
That's
Julius
why
Randle. You
Jalen
see
Brown is that
Giannis.
guy.
You see Sabonis, bro. We need somebody that could bang.
Sabonis
Hey,
can't
Ricky.
even.
I would love Sabonis on this
Sabonis
team.
plays little to no defense. He can't. Sabonis can't even bang a freaking block a game, bro. He's no. I love his passing, love his rebounding. Can't defend. Sorry,
No, he's a good playmaker.
he is, but he's not a good defender.
That's
He lead
very
the
true.
league in double doubles.
Good, and the Kings are going nowhere.
Ricky. Hey,
That's
Ricky
also true.
McKinley. You know what I have a problem with our centers? None of them can't average a double double. None of them can average 10 rebounds. Porzingis' first stunt with us, he averaged 6 rebounds. Al Horford, our championship year, he averaged 5 rebounds. Cornette averaged 2 rebounds, and Nehemias Queta averaged more rebounds than all of them. He don't even get no burn. Like the first half of the season, Nehemias Queta was playing good. He helped won us some games. He helped brought us back. But then I guess when Luke Cornett came back, because Joe Mazzulla was hated, because Nehemiah Queta took a pay cut for us. You get what I'm saying? And he's younger too. But nah, he's the only center that we got that could bang, that could rim protect.
Yeah, I don't understand why he's not playing more. I think next season would be an awesome opportunity to give him a lot of minutes,
Hmm.
really see what he can do
Bro,
because he's been
bro,
sitting
bro,
on your
bro,
bench for
bro.
so long.
Ricky. I guarantee you, bro. If he was on the Lakers, he would be serving. He would be
That's
starting,
true.
bro. Put him next to Brian and Luca. Oh my God.
That is true.
Because the Lakers is
He's
hurting, bro.
because
They need a center
he's
that could
better.
get rebounds,
He's better
bang,
than what
block
they have
shots.
now.
That's it. That's it. You don't need to do nothing else. Any Miles Carey got a post game too, man. Come on, bro. And
Yeah,
like we signed him to a 3-year contract. He took a pay cut. You
and
feel
he's a
me? That's
strong
like
rim protector too.
what the fuck? You said what?
And he's a strong rim protector too.
He. That's what I'm saying. Like he's a sleeper. Like I've been high on him since 2024. Like Luke Cornett is trash. He's the only 7-7 center I know that can't block a shot. He can't pass the ball. He can't dribble. He can't shoot. He doesn't have a post game. The only thing he can do is shoot free throws and catch a lob. If he's not getting a lob, he's not good for it. For Christ's sake, game 6. I watched Luke Cornett standing in the paint, like have his hands on the side of his head, looking, ball watching. Josh Hart shot a three, or Jalen Brunson or OG or Deuce McBride missed a three. He's crashing. He's jumping over Al Horford and Luke Cornett. And mind you, Josh
Boy,
Hart is 6'6". You let a 6'6" he's 6'6", 6'7". You let a 6'6", 6'7" wing jump over you, and he out rebounded all your bigs, and he
two
had a triple double. It
two
doesn't
things.
matter what he shot. Josh Hart was the best second. He was arguably the second, third best player out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
He outperformed our whole team except for Jalen Brown. But Jalen Brown had no help. He was getting jumped.
he was
That's why I
getting.
don't knock him for the 7 turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, 7 turnovers are 7 turnovers, but it's hard to really freaking drill the guy when he had 26 and 6 before all hell broke loose.
Hey,
Um,
Michaela, you got to echo. Come back in, refresh it.
I got an echo. Oh shit.
Yeah.
But not Ricky. Josh Hart, like the Knicks got him for a good ass deal. I want how much is
You
he
know who I
making? Because
want
we
the
need somebody
Celtics to
like
try to
him.
get in the draft? I want to see the Celtics try to get Cedric Coward. I don't know if you've been following this dude.
I don't watch college basketball, but tell me about him because I could try to like look into
Cedric
this guy.
Coward is a 6'6" off guard with handle, a 7'2" wingspan. He'll remind you a lot of Jalen Williams of OKC.
Mmm.
He is he's got good athleticism, really good footwork, shot creation. Yep, yep.
Yep.
I'm talking about Cedric
But
Howard.
go ahead, let Ricky go.
I think Cedric Howard could be an excellent draft pick for the Boston Celtics, especially as Jalen Brown, comes back slowly, probably before the All Star break. Jason Tatum's out. It's an opportunity to develop potentially another wing scorer off the bench behind them, who has the maturity, the physical readiness, an NBA ready game, and size and length to be able to be a contributor so that as they move past next season into the following season, he can be a rotation guy. He could be a real guy that can develop and spell Tatum and Brown. Uh, and I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them. Um, that I want you to take a look at Cedric Howard.
Exactly. Hey, and Michaela, you're right. That's why we don't trade him. We gut our roster and get rid of everybody else.
So
We going
so
we're going to have
that's
to
why I
rework.
was
We're
saying
going to
take
have
a
to
look
rework
at
their contract. We're going to have to because if they want to win the championship, they do what Tom Brady do. They do what Tim Duncan do. They do what fucking LeBron do. Damn it, they do what Steph Curry do. You gotta just have to take a pay cut if you want to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't doing shit next year, so we really, you know what I'm saying? We could be back in contention in what year would that be? 27?
yeah.
Because this next season would be what 25, 26.
Yeah.
So 26, I guess, yeah. So we could be back in contention easily, just like that. And on top of that, look, we have something, that the Golden State Warriors didn't really have when they air all they because when KD got hurt, Clay got hurt, shit like that. Then Curry was out there getting jumped. Draymond was out there. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have no cap at all. That's why they had to trade Iguodala. They had to give Memphis a first round pick just to get off an Iguodala contract. You get what I'm saying? Because the Warriors was what 170 million in the luxury tax. You know what I'm saying? That's why KD kept taking those 2-year contracts. You know what I'm saying? Um. So the Warriors they was like, okay, well we lost KD. We'll all right. I don't know what Clay contract was. You know what I'm saying? I think he got paid after he got injured. I don't know what year he got paid, but they gave Draymond a 4-year, $100 million. I don't know. I forgot what year he did. I think Draymond and KD free agent the same year. Draymond
No,
and KD.
no, but I don't think so. But
No. I say wasn't they a free agent the same year? when he lost to the
I didn't
Raptors
know.
because he had a 4 year, $100 million. What year was he a free agent? No, no, no. I'm talking about after he left the Warriors. I'm talking about Draymond. What year Draymond got that contract? I thought it was
Yeah, just a couple years ago.
because he just got that contract again. A 4 year,
Yeah.
$100 million.
Either way, I mean, I think it's to your point that looking at the salary cap situation for the Boston Celtics, they may have to sacrifice a pick in this draft to get off of one of those contracts, to get off of a Drew Holiday contract, to get off of a Kristaps Porzingis contract, um, and I think it'll be worth it for them in the long run to be able to retool with some younger guys who can be there with Tatum and Brown in the foreseeable future, and also add some more pop. I think that one thing that they recognized was when they didn't have Tatum and Brown, they didn't really have another offensive option. They didn't really have someone who can create their own offense, and I think that that's something that is essential in the playoffs. When you look at the New York Knicks, they, exactly, you know the New York. Yeah, that's very true. And unfortunately, Drew Holiday is not the type of guy to demand the ball. Um, not as unselfish. I think unselfish is one way to look at it. I think he is too malleable and too willing to concede. I think that that is another way of looking at it. Like there comes a point in time where, as a player, you have to say, "I understand our scheme, but I also get buckets. And if we need buckets, and I have a bucket, I'm going to get the bucket." And I think it's a difference of mentality. You look at Philadelphia, Drew Holiday, New Orleans, Drew Holiday. He was a bucket, you know. And so he needed. There's moments where you have to tell your coach, "I understand what you want us to do, and I also understand what I need to do right now." And there's a balance to that. And I think that he concedes a little bit too much to the coach who's still cutting his chops and learning. Uh,
Right.
there was far too much passing up layups and floaters
He definitely,
for threes.
he definitely, yeah. See, that's another thing, Ricky. I'm glad you pointed that out. Joe Mazzulla is interfering in people's game. He hates it when people go down to low block, shoot mid range, or you know what I'm saying? Because Drew Holiday, not a lot of guards have a post game. Drew Holiday has a post game. You know what I'm saying? Sam Cassell, he has a post game. Jason Tatum worked on his post game with Sam Cassell and Paul Pierce. You know what I'm saying? He used to get up 4 or 5 in the morning um, and work out. And he was even helped getting Paul Pierce in shape. You know what I'm saying? Paul Pierce, was going there with the practice with him, mentoring him, all the other stuff. And Sam Cassell was like, man, bro, he was like, man, you 6'9" with a 17 weeks, man. He said, bro, you a 3 level score. He said, bro, you too damn nice to stand behind the 3 point line. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, because mind you, Sam Cassell, that was his first year with us. He literally, you know what I'm saying? Like him and Jason Tatum had their own practice, all that stuff, man. Because Sam Cassell, he has a post game. You feel me? And Joe, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So a lot of that, like 2024 season, when you see Jason Tatum playing in low block, playing it, shooting the mid range, playing in the post, that's from Sam Cassell and Paul Pierce. Not Joe Mazzulla. Joe Mazzulla's not even good at basketball.
That's true.
He can't even
That's
call a
true.
timeout. He can't even fucking make adjustments. He's an analytics guy. All he do is go off of people that have a three next to their name. What you say? Hey. When we keep going to the post and miss, he'll call a timeout. But if we can go 0 for 15, we can go 0 for 15. He's not gonna call a timeout.
No.
But if we miss like 2 or 3 shots in a row in the post, he's gonna call a timeout. I
Yeah,
said, what the fuck? This
I
nigga's
think he's
weird.
one of those guys that thinks that basketball or the game is a uh, an equation. I think they sometimes think that it's a mathematical equation, and they don't understand that these are human beings that have strengths and weaknesses, and you have to play towards those strengths and mitigate the weaknesses within different situations. And different situations are going to cause for
Facts.
different strategies.
Facts.
You don't have the ability to acknowledge that you have a team that maybe doesn't have hit as many threes as you, but they can consistently get buckets on you, and they can get to the free throw line. The next thing you know, you're going to see them walk you down, just like the Knicks did every game throughout this series.
Right,
They
right,
walked the
right,
Celtics
right.
down.
And Joe Mazzulla was very in over his head. I was arguing with Celtics fans on what's the name of that live on X where you could join people thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I.
What's that stuff called, Ricky? I had joined the
Uh,
Celtics thing. They basically was like, yeah, 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 yeah. We finna sweep them. We finna beat them in five. We swept them. Blah 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 blah. Knicks don't got nobody. I said, hold on, Sway, Sway, slow your roll. Just because we beat them in the regular season doesn't we're not guaranteed to beat them. The Knicks are not a pushover. You get what I'm saying? The Knicks got a whole new team. They haven't been healthy. They still trying to figure it out. Our core guys been together for for years, and we people forget that we were struggling in the first half of the season. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest. We ain't had a great season at all. You get what I'm saying? We no, Michaela, you gotta go back to those games we was losing. December and November, wasn't it? Because the season started in late October. Yeah, so we struggled. I thought it was November and December because we had a winning record, and then we just kept choking. Okay, okay, but yeah, like I was saying though, man. Um, yeah, back to my point. I was like, bro, Carl Anthony Towns is the best center in the East. You know what I'm saying? Carl Anthony Towns was arguably having a top. You know what I'm saying? It was arguably a top 10 player this season. You know what I'm saying? Based on what he did this season. You get what I'm saying? He's the all time he's all time in mid range made for a big. He's the all time 3 pointers made. You get what I'm saying? He you know what I'm saying? He's broke their record, all that shit. You get what I'm saying? People forget that Cat locked up Jokic last year. It wasn't Gobert, it was him and Nas Reed. You get what I'm saying? And mind you, if Cat is not an ass defender. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched this one dude video. He said, "Yeah, the difference is Julius Randle is a better playmaker and he has a better post game. He's a better defender." I say better defender. Get the fuck out of here, man. Julius Randle never been known for his fucking defense. Stop that shit, man. Julius Randle is not locking up Giannis. He's not locking up Siakam. He's not locking up Tatum. He's not locking up Jokic. Stop the bullshit, bro. He's not locking up LeBron. Like I don't want to hear that shit, bro. Cat is not, bro. I don't like how motherfuckers disrespect Cat. People tend to forget that Cat was a secondary playmaker. Cat weakness is just defense, and sometimes he be too triggered. Like he be like he don't be want to bang. He has the post game. You know what I'm saying? He could shoot free throws. He could score in the paint. He could shoot the mid range, shoot the long ball, and he could dribble. How many 7 footers you know that could dribble and a good passer? You get what I'm saying? Not many. No. I know, but it's not a handful of them. It's only Jokic, Embiid, him, and Sabonis. That's it. Oh, Wemby. Oh yeah, Wemby too.
the
Yeah.
issue with Cat is not about his skills. It's between the ears. It's between the ears. Uh, yeah, he gets in his own head. He gets sped up. He doesn't process the game at a really high level, even though I would say he's probably at his height right now in terms of processing the game. I also think it helps that he doesn't have to be the leader. He doesn't even have to be the primary scorer. He gets to literally just play to his strength. That's it. You know what I mean? And so I think that that really helps someone like him to really lock in on how he can effectively help this team. He has a very simple outlook: rebound, don't get into foul trouble, and look to score. That's it. That's it. And I think that when he was on Minnesota, he was asked to be the leader. He was asked to be that number one option on a playoff team. He was asked to be the guy to carry you and to do all these things. That's not what he has between the ears. And so I think that being on the Knicks is a great situation because make no mistake about it, this Villanova Knicks thing is real. Their
Oh, I love it. I love it, bro. The
their
only
their
difference is they don't have
continuity, man.
DiVincenzo. Hey,
Their
Rick. If they had DiVincenzo, that would even be even more better.
bro, their continuity is crazy. Their ability to trust each other, to play off of each other, to hold each other accountable, to have that kind of second nature feel of where they're going to be. They're running stuff, I guarantee you, they're running Villanova stuff out there completely outside of Thibs' awareness. Thibs is probably like telling them do something, and they're like, you know what, we gonna do this thing we used to do back in the day. We
Right.
gonna go run this and do that, and they be like,
And
bet,
and, and,
let's
and,
do
and,
it.
and, and the fact that they got chemistry and the fact that they know how to utilize each other and they know, you know what I'm saying, like how they want the ball and how you know what I'm saying, like bro, like and
Yeah,
plus they friends too. That makes it even more better. You know what I'm saying? And they want to win. You get what I'm saying? Because Knicks they would have been in the conference final last year if they didn't get injured. See, Indiana have a cakewalk. They had the easiest. They had the easiest run to the Eastern Conference Finals.
yeah, that's gonna be an interesting series. I think
Hold on,
Indiana.
give me a second. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna go off of last year. Giannis Antetokounmpo didn't play last year at all. Damian Lillard missed what 2 or 3 games, right? Middleton was cut. Middleton was coming off injury, right? Then boom, let's go to the Knicks, right? No Julius Randle, right? I think I'm missing somebody else. And Mitchell Robinson. Then I don't think Mitchell Robinson even played. That's 2 players. Then Josh Hart got hurt. Who else got hurt? OG Anunoby got hurt. Who else got hurt? Then Brunson got hurt.
Yeah, Brunson got hurt.
And
Yeah,
then and then and then there was another bench player. I forgot his name. Do you know what I'm saying? They had 5 players out. Mind you, Knicks had a 2-0 lead. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then let's go to this year. Knicks. What I was gonna say. Giannis wasn't fully healthy. He got rushed back. Damian Lillard. He was coming back from an injury. He had a knee injury at all. So the Bucks was on the verge of getting swept, gentlemen swept, all that. That's how bad they was. Damian Lillard came back, got a non-contact injury, tore his ACL or whatever the hell that was, right? Achilles. And then what really hurt the Bucks is Brook Lopez. He sucks. And Bobby Portis was suspended for 25 games. He wasn't even in basketball shape. You feel me? Now,
you're 100%
give,
correct. I
give me a
think
second.
look
Hold on,
at
I'm
the
not
end of the
done yet.
day, I'm looking at these Celtics like
Hold
they're
on,
in.
Ricky. Give me a second. Give me a second, Ricky. Now
Yeah,
let's rewind. They played who they played. They played in the second round. Cleveland, right? Garland went down. DeAndre Hunter went down. Evan Mobley went down. You get what I'm saying? And mind you, they were forced to play because if they didn't play, bro, they would have got swept. You get what I'm saying? And those guys wasn't the same. You get what I'm saying? So I give Cleveland the benefit of the doubt, bro. They wasn't at full strength, bro. Bro. Indiana caught them at the right time.
true.
So Ricky, what I'm saying is Indiana got bailed out in the playoffs back to back
But
years.
you know what?
I
I
don't
mean,
hear
it
nobody
takes a
saying
lot of
that though.
luck. It takes a lot of luck to get to the NBA final. It just does. Yes, you got to have great health and you have to have the right matchups. You look at Los Angeles Clippers who had to face Denver in the first round. Imagine if they had Exactly. Imagine if they had Memphis and and the Lakers in the first and second round. They'd be in the Western Conference Finals. So it's 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 luck, it's health. This year the New York Knicks faced a Detroit Pistons team that was young. They had no Jaden Ivey, who was their second best player, or
Facts.
at least second best scorer, who was a 20-point per game scorer.
What happened
Uh,
to Isaiah Stewart?
and then they didn't have Isaiah Stewart, so they lucked out. Then they go in against Boston,
And the
who
ref
doesn't
stole a
have
game from y'all
Porzingis.
too. The ref
Yep.
stole a game from y'all too.
And then they
Y'all was
didn't
going toe to
have
toe with them.
Porzingis, and then they didn't have
I think,
Tatum.
hey Ricky, I think y'all offense is better than the Rockets. Y'all play better than the Rockets on offense in the playoffs.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have a yeah. Kate is a superstar. Kate, no, they do not. No, they do not. Jason
Ray
Tatum and
Ricky,
Jalen Brown.
Ray Ricky. So no doubt you got on my superstar.
Yes, Kate Cunningham is a superstar. Yeah, I can call it now
So
because
so
I've
so
seen
is it
enough
cool?
of
Is it
him.
cool if I can call Cade a number two option for now?
No,
Like he got superstar potential. Can I say that?
no, no. He is 100%
A first
a
option?
star. He
Okay.
is a first option
I gotta
superstar.
watch more Pistons games, bro.
Yeah, his skill set
Me and Michaela.
is ridiculous. It is just only a few players have that type of a bag. You're looking at a Brandon Roy, Anthony, Penny Hardaway. Just very few guys can get you 10 plus assists, can get you 30 plus points on good efficiency, who are three-level scorers, can finish with both hands, have a high IQ, great feel for the game, extremely confident, and then have the physical body to really play a physical brand. They can get up and down, they can speed up, they can slow down. He just has the full package. I think he's gonna have a long career. I think he's one of those dudes like when you know you have him, you're good. You're good. Yeah, I think he's going to be a top 10 player very soon. Probably next year, they're going to start talking about him as a top 10. Like he's going to be in the I'm sorry, in the Anthony Edwards, Luka
Yeah.
Doncic.
Anthony Edwards a
Um,
top 10 player for sure. The I was gonna say Jalen Brown he didn't have a cause Jalen Brown like he's a borderline top 10 player, but he didn't have the season. You get what I'm saying? So I
yep, yep. I would not be shocked either.
Michaela, didn't I told you Jalen Brown was injured, bro? Because I know my guy, bro. I'm not gonna say because the way he was moving, you know what I'm saying, and it's like he looks slow out there. He doesn't have the same impact, like he couldn't do what he could do. You know what I'm saying? Because Jalen Brown is a playoff riser. He's a playoff riser. You know what I'm saying? Look at his playoff win. Look at he got a high playoff win percentage. You get what I'm saying? Not a lot of dudes have that.
Oh, facts. Oh, facts. I was saying, I'm on record. I got videos saying Jalen Brown's he clears Jason Tatum easily. He's just built differently. And when it comes to basketball, we have this saying as coaches. You don't want to be going east and west. You want to go north and south. And Tatum is an east and west guy. He's a guy that wants to do all these moves, shake you side to side, get you going east when he goes west, and then he's open. Jalen Brown is a north and south guy. He's a guy that
Hey
wants to go downhill to the rim,
Ricky,
and you need that
can
in
you
the
break down
playoffs.
Ricky? Can you break down what East and West and North and South mean? Like, what's the difference?
East and west is going sideline to sideline, and if you're going sideline to sideline, you're
Like, give me an
you're
example of like
not
what they do.
concerned. You are not concerned as a defender because he's not going closer to the basket. But north and South, those are the guys you have to be careful of because once they get past you, they collapse your defense or they have a wide open layup. So that style is far more effective in the playoffs, as you see with OG Anunoby, who gets downhill north and south constantly, and he's just a problem. He gets to the rim, or you're backing off, and then he's hitting threes. Yeah, 7'3" wingspan, 6'7", 230
Who?
plus pounds.
Who? You talking about who? Who you, role player? I think you talking. Who you talking about?
OG Anunoby.
Oh, man. Oh, you got shit, shit. Hold on, you forgot about Jaden McDaniels, bro. Jaden McDaniels is better than her, straight up.
I mean, either way you look at it, these guys are rare when you have someone that skilled on the
Herb not a
defensive end in
better.
terms of
Herb not a better
anticipation,
playmaker than
footwork,
McDaniels.
but also a lot of
Herb
these
got
other
no
guys
walk.
don't have the same type of physical base. They don't have 240 pounds. That's a
Hey,
huge advantage in the
hey,
playoffs when
Herb
there's
don't
more
got the finishing
physicality.
ability that McDaniels got. That's all I'm saying.
McDaniels is good. I'm not going to take anything away from him. I think that there is a handful of players in the league who have that type of versatility. Um, and so when you have that guy, it's a huge asset. But like I said,
Bro,
Boston Celtics.
that dude defense
Um,
is fucking insane, bro. Him and OG. Oh my god. Hey, Rick. Hey, Rick, bro. I give up two first round picks for Nas Reed.
yeah, but that's
You could put him at the 3, the 4, the 5. That dude is nice.
yeah. Minnesota's not going to let him go.
Oh, facts,
Yeah,
facts.
you'd have a better
Hey,
chance of getting
hey,
Julius
hey,
Randle.
hey. I ain't gonna lie, blood. Like Mike Conley, Dez is behind him. He's washed. Him and Drew Holiday has been ass.
Yeah, he makes great decisions.
No, but look though, he slows them down. You get what I'm saying? They need to play Rob Dillingham because Mike Conley is getting cooked on defense, right? I'm not saying he lost his IQ, but at the same time, like he can't do nothing. You get what I'm saying? Like, bro, they need to go to Rob Dillingham, bro.
I
Straight up.
thought that Rob Dillingham is a young
Rob
guy who has
definitely
a
could
lot of
get the
talent,
offense going.
still has a lot to learn. You have to understand when you're a young guy in the NBA, you don't know how to contribute to winning yet. You're just getting adjusted to the speed and the defense and the different schemes, and then once you finally earn enough respect to get on people's scouting report, everything changes as well. Then you have to learn how to defend in certain ways and utilizing certain schemes and learning um, uh, 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 the shot profile of different opposing point guards. Like, there's so much to learn, bro. Rob Dillingham was never going to contribute to this playoff run, ever. I mean, not just stacked, but they're also in win now mode. Like Dante DiVincenzo, people forget. Like, yo, he was in Milwaukee when they won it all. Then he had to go to Golden State, and then he had to bounce around the league. Went to New York, and then now he's in Minnesota. Like, and now he's this high level contributor. He had to learn a lot. He had to learn a lot, and he was a defender. He was a utility guy. Yes, still is. And so I think that Rob is going to learn. I think he's going to have like a Lou Williams type of career outlook. But I think it's going to take him a while, to really understand what it means to win in the playoffs. And this is great for him to be on this team and to sit back and learn from a Mike Conley. I think that's a invaluable mentor. Invaluable. Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be Mike. He's Mike Conley replacement, obviously. You say what? You said what, Michaela?
Yeah.
I mean, let me see. Brown. Tatum was supposed to play with Isaiah Thomas, but we end up Danny Ainge ended up backdooring Isaiah Thomas and traded him to the Cavaliers. Ja- Isaiah Thomas hurt himself when he rushed that injury and tried to get back on that court.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And mind you, he listened to the Celtics doctors. Isaiah Thomas said he only went back on the floor because the Celtics doctors told him something else and said that it's not that serious. You'll be
yeah, it can't
fine.
get any worse.
This and that. He put in his book. If I'm him, I'm suing the Celtics
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The doctors told him it couldn't get any
because
worse,
you
and
cost me over $200 million.
it ended up becoming degenerative. Yeah,
And now nobody wants me. I'm having a hard time. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a hard time getting playing time. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm passing around like fucking um I'm passing around like Black China and shit like that and Kim Kardashian. Shit's crazy. You can't tell me there's 9 guys better than Isaiah Thomas, bro. Oh, he's too little. Woo woo woo. He don't play no defense. Nigga, half of the league don't play no fucking defense. I don't want to
yeah,
hear that shit, man.
yeah. I mean, but at the end of the day, though, I think, like I said, bring it back to the Boston Celtics. I think they have an opportunity to move off of contracts, potentially bring in free agents like Asante Aldama, promise him a starting role, which I think that he would love. Um, and then you kind of see what you got with these young guys. You got guys like Jordan Walsh, and
Yeah.
the big man there. You got a bunch
Yeah,
of
we
assets.
got Canada, Baylor Shireman. Baylor Shireman, he a lefty. Yeah, Baylor
That's
Shireman,
technically that's
Baylor Shireman
technically
can
the
play
Hauser
make.
replacement.
Yeah,
Baylor Shireman can play make and shoot, but he got to develop that. He got in the NBA.
yeah. So you still
But
got
when
Tillman and Keita and
Yeah,
Shireman and Pritchard and Derek
Walsh,
White.
Tillman's
And
and then we
Tillman's
signed
done.
JD Davidson. We signed JD Davidson at the 3-year contract. He won G League MVP and he made a G League All Star. You
yeah,
feel
I
me?
don't know if you signed
That's
him to that.
crazy
I
how he
only
was playing
see
against
here
regular
on
NBA
Sports
players.
Reference. On
You said
Sports
what?
Reference, he only has a team option for next year.
Who?
JD Davidson.
No. We signed a 3-year contract before the season ended.
We signed
Oh,
him to
okay.
a standard 2-year deal.
Okay. It's just not showing up in Sports Reference yet, but it
Oh
might be
yeah,
there.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
But
saying.
yeah, you
Like
got
that's
you got
that's gonna be
guys
weird
to take
though.
a look at. I think this is a great
So they
opportunity
probably they
to do
probably
so.
signed him, Ricky. They probably signed him because they knew about the luxury tax. So let me tell you about this. Um, uh, um, this season, next season, 26-27 season, the Celtics will be paying over $250 million in the luxury tax, and to keep this entire say the Celtics try to keep this entire roster right, that's going to cost around $518. Mind you, the most team the team that did nowhere near that, the Warriors was the last team that had that problem, but they was kind of able to. There was over this. There was like a little over the second apron. Like the Warriors ownership was it Bob Myers or whatever his name is? I forgot, it's Joe Lacob. On Joe
Yeah.
Lacob, he spent over $176 million on the team. This team roster is a $500 million, $518 million. You know what I'm saying? And we got a new ownership. We don't know what he's on because the Suns got a new owner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying our owner is going to be an idiot like him. He don't know basketball at all. He must have been a Wizards fan. There's no way in hell I'm trading Chris Paul for Bradley Beal.
That was a
What has
stupid
Bradley Beal
trade.
done? Bradley Beal hasn't done nothing since 2018. And on top of that, Bradley Beal is the third option. That's fucking dumb. The Suns should have kept their team. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
By them trading for KD, that kind of fucked them up. It really did.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only 2 players in the league that don't have a no trade clause is LeBron James and Bradley Beal. That doesn't mean they can't get traded, but say for instance, I'm trying to trade LeBron to the Wizards. LeBron gonna say no, right? Say I'm about to try to trade Bradley Beal to the Bulls. He's gonna say no. So basically, they control their destination. You get what I'm saying? Because the Suns, they asked Bradley Beal. I was like, "Yo, can we trade you?" Bradley Beal and his agent declined it because Bradley Beal knows He's not gonna get that money elsewhere. You get what I'm saying? Bradley Beal is not a team player. He's all for himself.
I wouldn't
But
go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I mean, look, you have a contract that you created and you traded for me, knowing what my contract is. Don't get
Mm-hmm.
upset that I'm doing exactly what's in my contract,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's it is what it is. Phoenix walked themselves into that. Um, I think at the end of the day, though, bringing it back to the Boston Celtics, they are they are in a strong position to retool, to reset, um, for another run. I think, and if I'm honest with you, when you think about the miles put on athletes, especially in the NBA, these moments can be rejuvenating. Like when you think about Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and those runs that they had back to back to back years into the NBA Finals. And then when the injuries happened, they had basically a couple of years off to kind of just get their bodies right, and figure it out. And I think that that led to their 2021-22 NBA championship, where they had their legs, they were fresh, they were rejuvenated, they were excited and ready to prove, to themselves that they were still champions, and they were able to do that. I think the Boston Celtics will have an opportunity to do just that when they come back, in 26-27 season at full strength, over the next few years. I think they'll have an opportunity, a strong opportunity, to win another one. And I think if they grab the right pieces with that time frame in mind, to say, hey, can we develop a couple guys? Can we get a couple guys in position to be high level contributors, in a playoff, in a deep playoff run, like getting real playoff guys? And that's the thing. There are some guys who are great for the regular season, and those are mostly your one trick ponies, I call them. The guy who shoots, the guy who just makes a lot of threes, but can't really defend, can't really do anything else, playmaking, shot creation, things like that, right? And so there's an opportunity to get guys that can be guys for you, that can be real guys, like not bringing Sam Hauser off the bench, but bringing a guy who's going to go get a bucket for you, who's not scared of the moment, who's going to stick his nose in there and grab tough rebounds. Um, and so I think that that's what this off season and next season and the following off season need to be about. Go get you a Santi Aldama. Go get you a Cedric Coward in the draft. Go get you guys who
hey,
are a
I
little
would
more
love Scottie
experienced and
Pippen
ready
on
to
this
go, and
team.
you can really work with
You
them
heard
and
me?
put them in position.
Ricky, I would love Scottie Pippen Jr. on this team.
No, can't really shoot, especially Missoula's
Nah, no
system.
need, no need. You already got Peyton Pritchard, and you got Derek White. I think you
Payne
stick
Pritchard's
with
more
that point guard
consistent.
rotation, and trust that when Jaylen Brown comes back, he'll be that
They're gonna
much
have to
better of a
trade.
facilitator, and playmaker.
I see some. It said Derek on here. I don't know if you can see the screen, Ricky. It said something about Derek White contract. Put us over even more.
Yeah, but that
He's the fourth
piece
highest
is
paid player.
more th- because of his age. He is
He's
more in
20,
alignment.
he's 29. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
he's that young as what people think. He's not the Jays. He's 29. He's going to be approaching 30.
yeah. Derek White is already 30. Um, But it's to say, I think over the next few years, I think he's still able to play that role. Like he can still be a Mike
But
Conley esque player
the,
for them.
He's
the
not the
crazy.
facilitator Mike
I don't.
Conley
I
is,
don't think he
though.
gonna have the. He
Not
don't.
at
He
all.
definitely don't
Not
have
at
the
all. You're right.
IQ of facilitator Mike Conley got. Derek White. He shoots too many threes, and
That's the
and he, and
thing.
he, and he doesn't have a what's that shit called where you don't have a bag where you can get to the paint.
You don't have a you don't have you can't create your own shot.
Yeah, he doesn't
Exactly.
have a mid
And,
range,
and
but I
he
think
don't
some
have
of
a he
that
don't
can
have a mid
also
range
be,
at all. He don't have a mid range.
opportunity and role on the team. You
Payne,
know,
but Payne Pritchard's not a shot creator either, and he's hella freaking inconsistent.
Yeah. But see, that's what I'm saying. Joe Mazzulla is trying to make him an isolation player. He's not an isolation player. I believe it. If Peyton Pritchard was in the system, he'll be a little better. But he does need to get better because he's too damn fat and slow.
There.
yeah.
Because Peyton, if you look at Peyton Pritchard on the court, he has no hits. He got to get in shape. Y'all talk about Luka. Peyton Pritchard is definitely out of shape.
I don't think he's out of shape. I think he's bulked up a bit
He's not
to handle the
athletic enough, though.
physicality.
He's
Um,
definitely not athletic, Michaela. There we go.
I mean, he's not an elite
He's
athlete,
slow as
no,
fuck.
but he does have a good 3 point shot. I think
That's it.
he's a great regular season guy.
Yeah, and
Um,
where's the playoffs?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
We don't have like our rotation off the bench our rotation off the bench was fucking trash.
It
Oh,
You get
was.
you
what I'm
know who I
saying?
would love for the
The
Boston
only one,
Celtics?
the
You know who I
only
would love
one.
for the Boston Celtics is Kyle Anderson.
Oh,
Oh,
I think he
I'm
would
good
be
off slow mo.
great. Slow
Slow mo.
mo is
I'm
a
good off slow
he's
mo.
a
I'm
very
good
good
off because
he's a good
Joe's not gonna
playmaker and
play him.
defender. I'll give you that, but
Joe's
again, he
not gonna
can't
play
shoot.
him. No, but look though,
Kyle Anderson
Slow
can
mo can
be
play
your
make.
Al Horford on the
He
court.
Slow mo can
can't
play make.
shoot. That's the problem.
Slow mo
It That's okay.
Slow
That's
mo can play
okay.
make. Slow mo can play
Because
make,
what he
Michaela,
does
and he can play
is
defense.
he moves the ball and he gets the ball where it needs
And
to
he's a
be.
hustle player.
Your offensive and defensive efficiency is going to be extremely high when he's on the court.
I think it
He's
should
one
stay
of
on
those
the Miami
guys
Heat.
that you may not see him score a
Miami
lot, but you look at
Miami
his
Heat
plus
got a lot
minus
of
box
shooters,
Mhm.
score,
Ricky.
and it's always one of the best on the team.
He need to stay on the Miami Heat because Miami Heat got a lot of shooters, so they need a guy like him.
No, but I mean they already have Bam Adebayo to play that role, and that's why he doesn't really have an opportunity. I think on this team, they need another guy who's the unselfish, facilitating guy who knows how to set people up. And I think that Kyle Anderson being six nine,
Bam not a better Bam is not a better playmaker than Kyle Anderson, and then you gonna need him to get guys like Jaime Vasquez open,
Well, they can't
Highsmith,
shoot. They don't have a
Duncan
point guard.
Robinson,
Period.
Tyler Hero, what's the fake Nurkic name? What's his name?
Jovic.
Nurkic, Jovic, the fake Jovic. Who else they got? They got
ooh, do you
what's
think
Eh,
that
the
guy name
Boston
that played on the
Celtics
Rockets?
could
He
trade
played
for
good for them
Bam
too.
Adebayo?
I would.
Larson. I like Larson. Larson a good player for the Heat.
I think the Celtics could try to make a move for Bam
We
Adebayo.
could, but he makes a lot of money, and because of the CBA rules, the only person we can trade to go get Bam is Brown, and I am not doing that.
No,
Actually, you can
Brown don't.
trade
He don't
Kristaps
make $200 million.
Porzingis and Sam Hauser.
I'll do it in
Ricky,
a heartbeat.
Ricky. I don't think Ben make $200 million. I think he make
He
around
makes
100 million something.
35 and 37 next year.
What's his contract? What's his hold on? Eddie Mack
35
pull up.
million this year, 37 next year.
He had an
Okay,
extension. He signed an
so
extension.
we can get rid of Porzingis and that undrafted fraud. Boom.
So if you
Y'all
include
free up some money.
Porzingis and let's say
Sam Hauser's making
Sam
$10 million.
Hauser,
Get that
um,
undrafted fraud out of here.
yeah, or even let's say you throw in Derek White.
Oh no, now you're going too far.
Oh no. That's too much.
No,
That's too
no,
much. No,
no.
I ain't
Those
gonna lie.
two are enough.
Ricky, if this team wanna be smart, bro, they'll prepare for next season. You get what I'm saying? Like
Oh, but I am not. I don't
Ricky, you
want
remember
to
what the Warriors
tank.
did? The
With
Warriors
a,
took 2 years off. Warriors took 2 years off. Next year, you know, they won a championship.
oh,
Hey,
we're not
not a
guaranteed to
bad
win a
idea,
championship
Ricky.
every year, though.
Well, you're definitely not winning one next year.
Yes, I understand that.
So it's like,
Hey,
so what
Ricky,
do you want
that's
to do?
not a bad idea though. You get
Because if
draft
you're
capital.
hoping that Drew Holiday's body holds up, that's also a big risk. If you're hoping that Al Horford still has something in the tank,
He
because
still
Al Horford
does.
plays a huge role on your team.
He does. The problem is we were up and down with freaking Porzingis.
He played too many minutes. That's why look, Michaela. That's why I tell people. I said Al Horford shouldn't play over 25 minutes. He's too damn slow, and he's old. When Al Horford play under 25 minutes, you know what I'm saying? He's solid. You know what I mean? But then if it's just him and Cornette, he can't really do much because Cornette sucks. He can't get rebounds. He can't
I
do
don't know
nothing
how
on
we made it work
defense.
last year without
It's
Porzingis. At least
basically 4 on
last year
5
we were
against
able to
him.
prepare a little bit better. Now you're kind of well, you're all over the place now. Kind of put Porzingis
Our only
in.
center that could
Like,
bang and play defense, we don't play him.
I don't know. Well, you
Yeah.
know what I would
But
do?
hey, y'all, I gotta slide off. This has been
Uh,
Okay.
dope.
but
Um, yeah, I
Appreciate it for
actually
having you on,
think the
Ricky.
Boston Celtics are going to take that direction. I think they're going to retool. I think they're going to try to get off of contracts. They're going to try to bring in some younger, more athletic players. who can also space the floor like Asante Aldama.
Right.
Um, I expect those draft picks for them to be active, whether it's a part of a
Hey, at least we
trade
still on
to
our
get
draft picks, Ricky.
contracts out
We still on
or
our
to
draft
bring
picks,
some
Ricky.
young assets in. I think it's going to be an interesting off season for them, and I hope you
Ricky.
guys are watching. Even if it's not equaling a championship run, I think it's
Mm,
going to be a lot to learn about your team,
yep.
who's going to be ready for the next run or who's not.
Hey, Ricky. Ricky, I think we're gonna get around the 25 or 26 pick.
You said what?
I think we're gonna get around like between the 24 and the 26 pick.
Well, you
Because
currently
we
have
lost in
the
the second
number.
round, so I gotta count how many lost. Because I know
28.
Yeah,
huh?
you're already at the 28th pick, and you're at
We
the
is?
32nd pick.
Oh man, if Alex Caravan declared for the draft, that would have been a perfect fit.
You said no,
Yeah,
no,
I
no, no, no,
mean,
no, no. But it's
I
30, it's
like
30, it's
Cam
30
Jones out of
teams.
Marquette.
Him
Uh,
too.
Because it'll be the
I
Lee
two
Clifford
teams in
out
the
of Colorado
finals.
State.
That's
actually,
28,
if
29. Then they'll go off of the Western Conference Finals teams, right? So they'll be what, 28, 27. And then the second round teams, that'll be around what, 20, 23, 22 to what, 26?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're number 28. You're number 28.
Wait. How will we be 28 if we didn't make the Western Conference Finals? I mean, Eastern Conference Finals.
they set up, it's
It's based on the
by
regular
record.
season.
Yeah,
What? When they do
Yeah,
that?
they've
it's
been
based
doing
on your
that.
regular season
What?
stand.
So I never knew that. I thought it's based off of what round you lost.
No,
No, that's the NFL.
Oh my God. Fuck.
yeah. So
Oh
so you guys have
shit.
the number 28 pick. But I think there's some really good value there.
So so
Cedric
so so
Howard,
so so so
Ryan
the Cavs and the
Clark.
Thunder had a better record than us, right?
You
So
know what
that,
I
that
would
means
do,
we had
and
the
I don't
third
give
best
a.
record, right? Or we had the fourth best record.
We have the third best record.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and then there's
So
tiebreakers and stuff like
so
that.
so so okay. So what about the who the fuck was the number one seed that went home early? Was Cleveland the only one, or was it somebody else? Who was the number one
Uh,
seed that went home early?
Hmm?
Oh, it was
it might
Cleveland.
have been
Never mind, it was
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
But
Okay,
hey,
okay, but
I
what
think it's
about
going to
Cleveland?
be a really active offseason. I keep saying this on my channel. It's going to be one of the more exciting. Um,
Exciting, more like depressing.
well, I mean, hold on, but when things shuffle, things shuffle. Imagine if you get Bobby Portis,
I am not
right?
getting no damn Baba Porter. Stick with Drew Holiday.
Man, I know, but can you imagine if Bobby Portis was on this team in this
Michaela,
playoff?
Michaela, you're not being real. Drew Holiday, I mean not Drew Holiday. Bobby Portis is a real power forward. He could bang. He's
He
a
can't
he's
defend,
a two way. Yeah, he can.
and he's old.
He's only
Uh,
30 years old.
he's only 30.
He's still
Drew
old,
Holiday is 30, damn near 35.
and
Why
he's
would
still better than Bobby Porter.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Drew
Bobby Portis is a
Holiday,
legit 6'10"
Bobby
Oh,
Porter
who
was
knows. I mean,
Bobby Porter was
he is a
Bobby
playoff
Porter was a
bucket.
key piece of them winning the
what though?
championship.
Really, where was he? Where was he in the playoffs against Indiana?
He missed 25 games. He came a
Yeah,
game or two
Bobby
before the season
That's
Portis.
his
started. He wasn't
fault.
in basketball shape. He couldn't
I'm
even go
trying to
get
tell you, Michaela,
practice.
if you guys end up with Bobby Portis next season
I'd
A
rather
real
have
power
Jeremy
forward.
Grant.
to a Nemias Queta playing center for you guys, you will see a guy who's going to be able to average 18 to 20 points a game and 10 plus rebounds.
He's also going to give up
Hey
18
Ricky,
twenty
hey,
points a game.
why you keep thinking Bobby Portis is a one-way player?
He
No, I didn't
is.
say
Bobby
that.
Portis is a
I,
dog.
I didn't say he was a one-way
I'm talking
player.
about Michaela. He's
Yeah,
not a he's
I
not a
am,
spot
and
up shooter. He
look at
became that in Milwaukee.
The
Did
Bucks
you not see
fans
him
even
in
agree with
Chicago and
me. He
Washington?
can't defend.
He
you know
could
what you're
bang.
also going to, Michaela. You know why you're also going to like Bobby Portis
Yes,
is
we get it.
because
He's a
Bobby
dog.
Portis is a dog. He's going to remind you of Marcus Smart. He's a dog. He is a dude who you want to be in a war with.
Facts.
I'd rather have Jalen Brown be the dog.
No,
What?
if you have multiple
Nah,
dogs, that's what the Knicks have.
nah,
The Knicks got
nah.
about two, three, four, five dogs on that team.
Oh, right. You can go to you can go to Josh
And
Hart.
they still go,
You can
and
go
they
to
ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry.
you can go to what's the guy name? OG Anunoby.
OG
You
Anunoby,
can you
Mikal
can go to
Bridges, you got Josh Hart, Jalen
you
Brunson.
can go to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson
That
was
that
slept
that's why
on.
ain't nothing but dogs. Deuce
Bro,
McBride.
bro, bro, bro.
And Deuce
Jalen
McBride ain't
Brunson
no damn
contract was a
dog.
4 year with $123 million. They talking about he was overpaid. They got that dude for a hell of a deal way before the CBA shit.
Yeah,
Boy,
I'm telling you, Bobby
boy.
Portis. You pick up Bobby
Oh
Portis
my God,
and you
bro.
have him next to Jason Tatum and
Oh
Jalen
my
Brown,
God. They got
it's
a
going to
real
be
center.
different
They got
because
a
now
real
you have a
center.
legitimate guy you can throw the ball to in the post and
Hey,
can get you a bucket.
hey, Ricky. When I see Mitchell Robinson playing perimeter defense like how he was playing, that shit pisses me off because Al Horford wasn't doing any of that shit or Porzingis. And then
Well,
Cornette
Horford
Yeah,
is like
was
seventy-five,
non-effective.
bro.
Horford had to take on a big role because freaking Porzingis didn't show up.
Yeah,
We ain't
Horford
talking
is
about.
Can't put that
We ain't
on
talking about.
Horford.
We
152. I'm just happy he's
Michaela, we got
standing.
your guy Cornette, the dude who do the scissors is,
I'm
and
just
they can give them
I'm just
30s.
happy that Al Horford is
Just
standing and his
standing.
knees and his hips and his back work. All right, he's 175. All right, he's Abraham.
That
He is
nigga,
Methuselah.
He
All right,
still
hey,
he
has
is
he
his
still
name,
has
he's an
enough in the
ancient one.
tank.
Okay,
Ricky, his name should be slow mo. That nigga hella slow,
hey,
slow
so
ass
all I'm
jump
saying
shot.
is, look forward to the retool. They have an
Uh,
opportunity to go out and get some
No,
guys who
Michaela,
can come
Michaela,
around
Michaela,
Tatum and Brown
the
give me the
and
bean,
retool
insulate them.
the
give me the bean,
retool I'm doing
Michaela,
is
Michaela. It
trading
sounds like you want
Hauser and
everybody to
Porzingis.
play, and you just want KP off the team. That's not gonna work. KP's only making $33 million. It's not gonna
Good.
work. He's
Goodbye.
the fifth highest paid player. That's
No,
Yeah,
not
you
I'm
gonna
know
work.
what
still
you
We're
could
gonna have to
probably
get rid
do.
of
get him
multiple
You
out
know
of here.
what
players.
you
I'm
could
sick and
probably
tired
Even
do
of
do
this
is a
something
injury
for
sign and
problem.
trade.
probably
Sign and
Peyton
trade
Pritchard.
for Bobby Portis.
We probably want to give up Peyton Pritchard.
Send out Kristaps Porzingis and Sam Hauser, and you'll have and you probably need to include a couple of draft picks. Um,
Hey, I
they'll
think
take on the
Daniel Gafford is
salary.
up for a contract. What you think about that? We could do a sign and trade with Dallas. What's up?
You
With
know what I
who?
would do? I would trade Porzingis back to Dallas and grab Daniel Gafford. That will work. Whoa, that's a bit of.
They're not taking Porzingis. Why do you think
Hey,
they got rid of
I don't think
Porzingis?
they're
They
gonna
got
pay
Anthony
him though.
Davis.
I don't think they're gonna pay him.
Why would they want Kristaps Porzingis? They're
So
trying to
they
win a championship over there. That don't make no
Hey,
sense.
they got
No
the
winning
first.
team
They
is
got
going to
the
want Porzingis. But you
bro.
know who won't mind Porzingis?
Utah.
Milwaukee, who's not trying to win next season, who's trying to be in the AJ
Definitely.
Devonta Cam Boozer
What about
sweepstakes.
That's if Giannis doesn't
Would you make
stay.
a deal with Phoenix?
Giannis is gone.
Would you make a
Yeah,
deal with Phoenix?
no, they
No,
got
Phoenix.
nothing.
I think Phoenix is. I think if they reboot, if they start over, they're going to get rid of everybody. They're going to send out
Bro,
Devin Booker.
I'll take
bro,
Royce
Bradley
O'Neal.
Beal. I think how many years Bradley Beal got in the contract? He got one more year or two.
Like
Let me
three.
quickly check.
Because I remember when he got traded, he had what 3 years left.
So he has two. He has one more year and a player option, which he'll probably exercise. So he's got 2 years.
Oh, so basically this year is guaranteed.
Yeah, next year is
So he only
guaranteed,
get traded unless
and
he
the year
agrees to.
after is a player option.
Oh, player option.
Yeah,
Okay, fuck. So Ricky, what do you do here if you Phoenix?
I mean, if I'm Phoenix,
Because Phoenix definitely because there's reports
Speaking
coming
of
out saying that
Phoenix,
they're gonna
no
shop
more Kevin
KD and
Durant for
everybody
Jalen
around.
Brown talks, please, and thank you. Oh, God, if I gotta do this again, I'm gonna lose my shit.
would you trade Jalen Brown for Devin Booker?
No,
I wouldn't.
Uh,
he
I
boy,
wouldn't.
who's the
I ain't
better
gonna lie,
player?
Devin
That's
Booker
obvious.
nice. Devin Booker nice, but we got to put a point guard next to him.
Well, so I that's why I was saying I think Derek White fits better scheme wise next to a Devin Booker than he does a Jalen Brown.
He's actually fit with Jalen Brown. The thing is, Derek White, he'll fit with anybody because all he can do is shoot threes.
So this is the thing. Devin Booker is probably a better facilitator playmaker,
Yeah. Uh,
and I think that works better
No,
next to a Derek White.
Devin Booker definitely is.
So I mean,
He
and
can move the
considering
rock.
that Devin Booker is 28, Jalen Brown is what 29. I think that
28.
that's a good if they wanted to do something like that. I think it could be a great opportunity to give Jalen Brown his own team.
I would love that, but at the same time, I
They
don't
don't
want that.
have a Phoenix don't have a legit starting five, and they have they don't have the same problem we have. They don't have a legit four, and not only that, bro, they was able to get off of Nurkic.
No, I'll say this
That
about
was
Phoenix.
crazy. That was
Devin
big.
Booker never was who people wanted him to be. I think Devin Booker is Jason Tatum type. level of play.
What do you mean by Tatum type? If you're gonna say losing mindset, I don't know about that.
No, he's not a losing mindset. He's just not him. He's not Anthony Edwards. He's not that dude. Uh,
What's your definition of that dude?
that dude is a dude who could go at that dude.
We'll go at that dude.
That is the best way to put it.
So
That
the
dude who
dog,
can go
basically.
at that dude and stand toe to toe with that dude.
Okay.
So when
Okay.
you see Anthony Edwards start to go off, when
He
you
hasn't been
see
shooting the
this
ball well.
dominant, athletic, talented player begin to take over the game, your guy can answer that guy. Pound for pound, punch for punch.
Let me ask you a question then. Do you think Brown's better than Tatum?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, Fair
I
enough.
just think that Boston is more tied to Tatum and you can't trade him while he's injured. So I think that there's an opportunity to let Jaylen Brown have his own team in Phoenix. I think he fits better at small forward anyhow than shooting guard.
That's my thing. He's developed. Oh, he was a shooting guard coming in, but he's developed so much now. He's become kind of a small forward. He's a top five small forward in the league.
Facts, facts, and he's got a forward body at 6'7", two hundred
Mm-hmm.
thirty pounds. Like he's built like a small forward. But I think giving him his own team in Phoenix, Devin Booker gets to slide next to Tatum and Derek White in that 3-point heavy system. Um, I think a change of scenery would do everybody well. And then, you have a bounce back and that's the whole thing. But like I said, this offseason is going to be a lot of fireworks. I anticipate
No,
a lot of
not
moves.
fireworks. There are tears coming down my eyes, man.
And you never know. Like I said, with change comes change.
Change
Um,
comes change. So if we trade Jalen Brown, what you gonna say then?
if you trade Jalen Brown for Devin Booker,
It's not. No, I am not taking. No,
I know
Devin
I
Booker's
like
too
Jalen Brown
inconsistent.
better. I just don't think that I think Devin Booker fits better next to Tatum
They're
as a
both
shooter.
they're both ball dominant as hell.
Yeah, but I
If
think
anything,
that
I think Brown's a better off ball player than Tatum.
uh that is true. But I think Devin Booker can be a pretty good off-ball player as well in terms of shooting. Um,
Not as much as Jalen Brown, because here's
and
the
he
thing:
has more
Brown can move without the
playmaking,
ball.
facilitating ability than Brown, which could allow Tatum to focus more on scoring and
Eh,
playing out of the
I
post and
don't
things of
think
that nature. So,
I don't think Brown's playmaking is as bad as what people view it. I
no,
understand,
I
yes,
don't
I
think it's bad at all.
because
I don't think it's bad at all.
I get it. Y'all can't. Some of y'all can't move on from Game Seven. We get it. We get it. He had a
No,
terrible Game
I love
Seven.
Jalen Brown. I think he's a dog. Like he went to Cal Berkeley,
I
like 15
know.
minutes from me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no,
So
he's dead. Yo,
it's
I
like
know, but at the same time, I kind of wish he went to a freaking Kentucky or something so we can get more national attention. Fuck,
I do think he needs more love, but I think at
he
this point the
does.
people who hate on him are gonna forever hate on him. People who are gonna love him are
And
always
he's
gonna
yeah,
love him.
he said it was like I don't give a fuck anymore, and as you should.
No, I have a Finals MVP. Suck my dick. You know,
Hmm.
it's like I have nothing to say to y'all. I got a championship ring, and I was the best player on the floor throughout this entire run to a championship.
Hmm.
What else do I have to prove?
But his resume still should be way up there. Like he should be like a three-time All NBA player right now.
It is what it is. He's gonna be
That
a Hall
shit
of Famer.
crazy, and the fact that he don't got no defensive team. 22, he was one of the main contributors on defense.
Hmm.
True. So I think at the end of the day, like I said, with change comes change. There'll be an opportunity to upgrade the Al Horford,
Like,
upgrade the Drew Holiday, upgrade at different positions,
ah.
try to get younger and more athletic.
Drew
Because I think
Holiday
what
is
they
a
found was that
non-factor. His
outside of
game's
Tatum
just
and
behind
Brown,
him.
they didn't have athletes
He got
outside
to
of
go,
Tatum and
Michaela.
Brown. And so I think there's an opportunity to get more athletic, to get more size. I like the Bobby Portis idea. If they can include maybe the 2025 late first round pick and try to get Bobby Portis for Kristaps Porzingis, I think that could be a great move because then
I'd
they get
rather
rid
trade
of the salary
Porzingis.
cap.
He's a better. Hey, Michaela. What if they try to offer us Rick Lopez?
No, I'm not grabbing Brooke Lopez. Y'all complain about Al Horford. Freaking Brooke Lopez is no better.
No, 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 no.
No,
Brooke
no, no.
Lopez
Brooke
will end
Lopez
up
is
in
definitely not
Los
better than Al
Angeles or
Horford.
with the Golden State
No, hell
Warriors.
no.
Uh, I'd rather trade Porzingis to freaking Utah because Utah will take anybody. I'd rather trade him for Utah to get that 7 footer. Kessler? Oh man, that'd be a great upgrade.
Yeah, but Danny Ainge is going to fleece you for that.
Danny Ainge fuck with us though, because Danny Ainge helped the
Danny Ainge is
Lakers.
gonna want like
Danny
seven
Ainge don't
first
even
round
like the
picks, bro.
Lakers. He
Yeah.
gave us D'Angelo
That's the
Russell,
problem.
Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley
He's too
for
attached to
Russell
the draft.
Westbrook.
You
Danny
can
Ainge helped the
trade a G
Lakers.
League player to Danny Ainge and he'll want seven first round picks.
That's definitely. Hey, Michaela, that the deal he traded Westbrook for, because that don't make no sense. Nobody wanted Russell Westbrook for $44 million, right? All of a sudden the trade deadline come on, right? The Lakers was the 10 seed, right? The
Yep.
artist, the artist suddenly, boom, Danny Ainge trade Jared Vanderbilt, Malik Beasley, and D'Angelo Russell. You know what I'm saying? For nothing, and that didn't make no sense. Because why the hell would Utah trade for Russell Westbrook just to buy him out? You know what I'm
Because
saying? But the
be,
crazy part is Utah didn't even have to pay that whole contract. They only had to pay half of it because he was on the Lakers because there's certain guarantees on the month.
and it's not even just that. Utah's rebuilding and like their damn near their whole team is on rookie contracts.
That's fucking dumb, though, bro. Like he's not even trying to compete. Mark, bro. Yeah,
I
No,
think
I
bro.
mean he's
he's
Mark is
missing a
tanking to
s-
try to get. He's essentially doing a Sam. What's not Presti? What's his name? Who did the trust the process? That's what he's doing.
Daryl
no,
Morey.
hell no, not Daryl Morey.
No,
He
not Daryl
Can't
Morey.
be
sucks.
The
him.
other guy.
What's the ain't
Uh,
Shane Presti on the Thunder?
Brett Brown.
No. The GM
I'm
that
talking
was
about
in
GM.
Philly, who did the Joel Embiid, Jaleel Okafor.
Wait,
Uh,
wait, wait. Who was there? Who was there before Elton Brand?
uh, he's famous for the trust the process, where they
That's
were just
Embiid
tanking every
famous as
year.
trust the process.
Hey,
That's Embiid's
somebody look that
slogan.
up on
The
Google.
process is dead.
So you say he drafted Embiid, right?
Yeah, he drafted Embiid.
And
He
what do you
Is he
get
a
drafted
out of
white
it?
guy?
Embiid, and
He's Asian.
no, he drafted Ben Simmons, all those
Jaleel
guys.
Okafor, bro, they had Nerlens Noel.
Let me see, what's his name? Either way, that's what Danny Ainge is doing. Um, but let's just say, yeah, I gotta hop off though. It's getting late. This is dope. I appreciate the opportunity to get on here with y'all. This was
Same.
Appreciate
fun.
you, Ricky.
We got to do it again sometime
Dead
Hell
soon.
yeah.
ass.
All
Ricky,
right.
Stay locked in, bro. You got me locked in, right?
Yes, sir. Got you.
For sure. Yeah, we definitely gotta do this again, though.
All right, for sure.
For
Facts.
sure.